Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is August 20th. I'm going to try to make this video a little bit quick here. I'll do my best because we're going to come back live here in a few hours and watch this system unfold before us as we go through the day today. Right now you can see the position of Hillary is here. Strong tropical storm right now, downgraded from a Category 1 hurricane. But the big story here is the moisture across the region. You can see the yellow boxes here, tropical storm warning still in effect. We've got a tornado warning. We've got extreme precipitation values inbound here. And we're going to be dealing with some strong storms, even across portions of Arizona, up into Utah, across Nevada. There's a 5% tornado risk there as well. So if you see sunbreaks ongoing here with some of these stronger showers moving your way from the south, watch out because those will have tornado potential here as well. You can see the path of the cyclone there also. And if it was a little bit further to the west, it would include some of the metro areas a bit more, but there still is going to be some flooding concern, some gusty winds, some unusual swell here, southeast swell kind of coming towards the harbor, especially for some of those islands there. The harbors out there could be getting some unusual wave direction here also. But anyway, let's dive into things here. You can see the position of the wind field there for Hillary, and the big winds have not arrived yet. Most precipitation has not arrived yet as well. Infrared satellite imagery here. Here goes tropical storm. Big moisture transport up across the region there. And we're just going to move ahead here into the mesoscale precipitation discussion. And you can see kind of interesting wording here. Locally exceeding 6-hour 100-year average recurrence for areas in the pink here. Big rainfall incoming here, folks. And you can see the very strong deep layer moisture transport. And it comes out of the south and the east here. So you can imagine those slopes facing east and south are really going to get hammered here as this moisture streams into the area continuously during the day today, bringing record rainfall amounts for probably many areas, flooding concerns across the region as well. And this is looking at the discussion of that mesoscale discussion there. And you can see the historic rainfall event is set to begin across southwestern portions of the USA here. Strong low-level moisture transport, some interesting stuff here, some widespread 2 to 4 inches of rainfall out there. And, you know, that's going to be potentially up towards a year of rain in one day for many areas out here. And some very heavy 3-hour rainfalls as well. And you can see the 6-hour totals exceed the entire average annual precipitation that is about 1.5 inches there at Death Valley. So interesting stuff there. Quickly, looking at 5,000 feet here, you can clearly see the storm moving across the region there. I'm going to show you other levels of the atmosphere here as well. You see the cyclone kind of just moving right off the coastline here for California and San Diego. Some big gusty winds possible there for San Diego, up over 50 miles per hour as well. But the main wind threat across the higher terrain, some of the high deserts here, especially up through Nevada as well. There's some high wind warnings out there right now also. This is 10,000 feet. Check it out. Look at this system just kind of moving around the ridge here over the center portion of the country. Upper level low helping you steer all this moisture, bringing rapid tropical moisture transport into the area here. And you can see this ride up across the ridge all the way up across Montana into Canada there, kind of getting handed off from this upper level low to the one off the Pacific Northwest here. Here we go at 18,000 feet. There's that upper level low. There goes Hillary here. Big ridge out there, and you kind of see like gears in a machine funneling all this deep tropical moisture northward around that ridge up into Canada, eventually handing off to this trough across Pacific Northwest. Here's at 39,000 feet. Look at this jet stream here. You can see it ride up and across the ridge. Very interesting stuff here, allowing that tropical moisture just to really move over the area here. Big rainfall incoming, folks. This is Las Vegas National Weather Service. Check out some of these wind gusts. Look at Indian Springs, down towards Needles, Laughlin, gusts up over 60 to 80 miles per hour. Lake Havasu City, high deserts here. Baker, Barstow. You can see Tonopah, Nevada, Goldfield, Death Valley. Big wind gusts possible here also. Now, looking at this, I want to kind of draw some attention to this as well, because over the next couple of days, there's going to be some strong storms, mainly north of Phoenix here, but, you know, Flagstaff, the Grand Canyon, up towards Utah could be getting some pretty darn right vicious thunderstorms and some big downpours here as well. So there could be flash flooding potential out here also, but you can see the further you go on to the west, the bigger potential for that flooding here. Good graphic here from the National Weather Service Phoenix. Otherwise, taking a look at the rainfall through tonight, San Diego, this was issued this morning, and you can see some of the areas possibly 10 to 15 inches of rain incoming here, folks. Palm Springs, downstream from some of these east and southeast facing slopes, could have huge runoff going on here. And, Daniel Swain talked about like a lot of these communities out here are built on alluvial plains. And, it's kind of that debris that fans out and it comes from other floods back in, before recorded history. And some of those entire alluvial plains can become active. They can move and you can get just huge areas that can flood when you bring this kind of rainfall into the region. I hope I explained that without confusing anybody even further. But yeah, there's a lot of loose sediment out here across the desert. Things get really crazy really quickly when you start dumping a bunch of rain. As anybody out there that's been living there for any length of time can tell you. Now, anyway, don't drive or walk into the water, especially fast-moving water. It only takes 6 inches of it to knock you off your feet, and you can sweep your car away once it gets above a foot. So, yeah, heads up for that. You can see the projected rainfall amounts, Ridgecrest out there, Lake Isabel, and you can see the pretty tight gradient, but it may include Bakersfield here and some of the southern Sierra Nevada, all the way up into Nevada here as well, especially the east and the south-facing slopes across the area. Now, this is looking at precipitable water, and this is record amounts. Las Vegas recorded their highest precipitable water value in recorded history today, and that's probably going to be the case for San Diego, or it's going to be very close to it anyway, as you can see that moisture surge up over the area today. Here we go with the NAM 3KM, and just kind of painting the picture here that the heaviest rain is yet to come with some strong storms. Look at this going across some of Arizona up on through Utah, and there's a tornado potential here in these outer bands. Good turning in the atmosphere, and if there's any sun breaks and you destabilize at all, the tornado threat is going to really ramp up here as you go through the afternoon hours, rapidly dying though as soon as the afternoon heating goes away. And as we go on in through tomorrow as well, watch this across Arizona again. These could be some heavy rainmakers here all the way up towards Utah as you go through tomorrow. So don't sleep on that activity here as well. This is the HER 3KM, the 12Z run that goes out 48 hours. You can see the big slug of precipitation coming up over the region as we go through the day today, showing those strong storms across portions of Arizona as well. And as we go through Monday, kick that off again and look at some of these precipitation makers. Could even include some of the Phoenix Metro here as we go through tomorrow. Do not sleep on this activity. Big flash flood potential with those storms out there as we go through Monday also. Now, taking a look at total precipitation in inches. This is the HER. I mean, look at some of these values here across the higher terrain. And look at this swath of widespread 4+ inch precipitation all the way into Nevada here. And that's why they have that high risk highlighted in that pink line there that I showed you on the combination of Doppler radars here at the beginning of the video. Intense stuff incoming today. And here goes the tropical storm. Pretty good pressure rise as this moves up the coastline there. So that's why San Diego could be looking at some big winds and some of the higher terrain, high desert areas all the way up through Nevada into the Sierra Nevada as well. Some big winds incoming here. And this is one more look at that excessive rainfall outlook for today. Extends into Nevada there, moderate and slight all the way up into Idaho as you go through tonight especially. And this is for tomorrow. And then the next day as the system kind of pushes up towards Canada and just releases its moisture and rides around this monster ridge that's developing here across the central portion of the country. This is today. Look at that tornado threat down there. Interesting stuff. And again, destabilization of the atmosphere. Some sun breaks are going to be the big player there. That's the ingredient you need if you're looking for any tornado activity out there across the area. And you can see it does include St. George, Flagstaff, and just outside of Phoenix. And there could be a tornado threat tomorrow across portions of Arizona into Utah as well. I would not be surprised to see that upgraded also. And here's that day two as well. As you can see, it does include Phoenix, Flagstaff, all the way up towards St. George as well, just off to the east of Las Vegas. And anyway, here's the GFS. Just one more look at it. The tropical storm path, pretty good agreement in the ensembles. And now you wonder why people have been asking, why is it dying? Why does the storm die when it starts to move north? Well, you can see that colder water. Hurricane's fuel source is this warm water. That's why it formed and it became a Category 4 storm in this area. But once it starts interacting with the land of Baja here and the colder water, that's why it goes through its rapid weakening stage here. Now it's a strong tropical storm, but it's still going to have huge impacts as we saw. Big moisture over the area coming in. And this is looking at the sea surface temperatures. It got a little bit of a boost here. You can see we're above average across some of the Baja Peninsula here as well. But you can see a little bit below average here. So it's going to help to weaken the storm a little bit here. But again, the moisture is the biggest threat from this storm. And I liken this to dust devils. Hurricanes and dust devils are extremely similar. They're both heat transfer processes, just on different scales. And I'm going to turn the music off here so I don't pollute your guys' my voice with the music there, but you can see as long as it's over the open field and the hot field there, it maintains its strength. Same thing with a hurricane over water. And as it starts to move over land, you'll notice the weakening trend here, but you notice the circulation just doesn't go away here. You're still going to get strong winds up across California into Nevada here, and you can imagine the dust being the moisture transport that's going to be deposited across a lot of California, Arizona, and in through Nevada there as well, and all the way up through Oregon and Idaho as it travels all the way up towards Canada here. So hopefully that visual explanation helps out a little bit here. And going to just show you Palm Springs here. Pretty good agreement. Some big rain coming, and I worry about that rain off to the higher terrain just west of Palm Springs now, bringing some huge amounts of moisture down the mountain sides there as well for all these desert communities. And yeah, hopefully you guys are prepared for this, and hopefully you're sitting at home, and after this is all passed, you say, well, that wasn't that bad. That's kind of the goal of being a weather forecaster. And this is kind of looking at the final track here on, not the final, but we're just kind of looking at where Hillary is. It's now a tropical storm. It's no longer a hurricane, and you can see tropical storm here over Southern California, then a depression by the time it gets over Nevada. But yeah, anyway, I'm probably going to come back and go live here in a couple hours, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to go do the Pacific Northwest briefing here as well, and then I'll be back. So anyway, yeah, wanted to get this video out for you guys this morning, give you any updates you might need. Heaviest rain is still yet to come, big winds incoming, tornado threat, big storm potential here across Arizona up into Utah, and just really incomprehensible rains here across some of the desert areas are incoming today. So be prepared. Hopefully you guys are hunkered down and ready to go. And yeah, so I'll talk to you guys here in a couple hours in a live stream.